Hello ladies and gents, so I saw this headline, toe-curlingly bad, exhausting, action-packed crossover, and I was like, that is a really negative headline, let's have a look. Let's have a look and see what these reviews are actually saying. And there is one review which is not good at all, but the other two are not bad. And they chose 3 reviews here, this article. They chose 3 reviews to take a look at. 2 are pretty good, to be fair. They seem to indicate you as fans will get what you want. But then one is, yeah, toe-curlingly bad. It says it's bad. So I thought we would dive into it together and have a good look around. And just see, now we're getting extended reviews. We've already had the first reactions, the first Twitter reviews, but now we're getting actual reviews come out. So I thought we would take a look at it together, ladies and gents. Now, if you don't want any spoilers at all, click off the video, because undoubtedly, in some of these reviews, there will be some spoilers clipped in there. Now, if you didn't know, Godzilla vs. Kong, you can watch it when you're in Australia, apparently, at this point in time. Don't know where else you can watch it in the world. Can't watch it here in the UK yet. Annoying. So, yeah, it's available to those in Australia. You will start to see reviews come out more and more now. But this is pretty much the only one I'll do until I watch it. I like to have a look at some of these reviews before films come out. I like you guys to be informed. I like to be informed. And obviously make my own decision moving forwards. But this will be the only one that I cover. And then I'll just watch it and give my own review. And we'll do live streams and such forth. So, let's have a look, right? This is a really positive one. Godzilla vs. Kong review. A MonsterVerse movie that packs real wallop. That's positive, isn't it? It's nothing but good. It's what you want in a Godzilla and Kong battling it out movie. So let's just take a look. A brief sort of summary of what they're saying here, right? After a year of tumultuous politics, the pandemic and postponed blockbusters, it's a blessedly simple joy to watch Godzilla and Kong hammer the living shit out of each other. That's positive, isn't it? And I think that's kind of what a lot of people are looking forward to. Just some dumb monster action-packed films. Epic. Why not? Now, obviously goes on to say, you know, 4th movie in Legendary's MonsterVerse, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's the MonsterVerse series, doesn't embrace the beast's roots in the horror genre, as you might expect, but rather serves up a family blockbuster. Yeah, like, we all know that it's not going to be a horror movie anyway. In place of Godzilla King of the Monsters' dark, rain-lashed visuals are blue afternoon skies and sunsets of burning orange. Meanwhile, a climactic, neon-drenched Hong Kong showdown might have been directed by Daft Punk. So that's great. Again, nothing but positivity there. That's kind of what we expected. We saw it from the trailers. Looked really, really decent anyway. Wingard, lest we forget, also directed blah, blah, blah. We don't want to get too much into what he's directed before. But they go on to say that Godzilla vs. Kong is a bit like that movie, a bit like The Guest. If Mika Monroe and Dan Stevens were both 300 foot tall, the carnage starts when the Big G, established as the planet's protector in 2019's King of the Monsters, emerges from the ocean to attack Apex Industries. Now again, it goes on to some bits and pieces. Now this is interesting, which I didn't really know, given that the tech company ran by billionaire Walter Simmons, which is Demian Bashir, didn't know he was running that, is all about maintaining balance between humans and titans. The attack establishes Godzilla as a bit of a heel, and he always did have a habit of switching sides in the Toho Studios movies. What's more, he's heading towards the Monarch facility that acts as Kong's new home, spurring Rebecca Hall's Dr. Eileen Andrews and Alexander Skarsgård's handsome geologist Nathan Lind into frantically transporting Kong to safety. No such luck. But it's all really positive. None of the characters under 6 foot or 6 foot 5 inches in Skarsgård's case quite hold the attention, and there are a fair few of them scurrying about. So that's a shame. It sounds like the human aspect is there quite a lot. One subplot sees Dr. Andrew's adopted daughter, Gia, communicating with Kong via sign language, while another involves conspiracy theorists Bernie teaming up with teens Madison and Josh for a Goonies-esque adventure that never quite gets going. That's a shame, because that could have been fun, but execution hasn't really been Legendary's strong point with the MonsterVerse. It has lacked. They have very good ideas. Some of the execution has been lacking, you know, and that's why I feel like a lot of this stuff has been expanded upon in like the art and making of and stuff. They have such great ideas, but they never I don't think they've got the time to flesh them out. And I'm a big fan of the MonsterVerse films, but I'm not oblivious to that. Now, it goes a bit further and says, that's all forgotten when the Titans clash, with the star of Kong Skull Island having grown from the adolescence he was then in the 70s into a grizzled gorilla so enormous he's now a match for his atomic-breathing foe. Okay, so the bright lighting robs the VFX of heft. And see, this is interesting. So the bright lighting robs the VFX of heft. That's what people have been crying out for all this time. We need bright lights. And the structure of Godzilla and Kong's relationship is entirely predictable, but watching these famous monsters share the screen for the first time since these 63's King Kong vs. Godzilla in a series of expertly choreographed battles packs a real wallop. And even if you can't help wishing that the screen was 30 foot high at your local cinema. So that's positive. They gave it a 3 out of 5. That's good. That's a good review. Not bad at all. Now, CNET was an interesting one. Exhausting. Which could be positive, because they then say, delivers everything you expect. And exhausting isn't a bad thing to have in a giant monster versus movie, because at the end of the day, don't you want to be sort of tired out? You want to be like, oh my god, they just keep fighting. I'm like, you know, you don't want to be exhausted. You want to be exhausted in the right way, I guess is the point I'm trying to make. Now, obviously, it says, you know, you're here for one thing, to see Godzilla and Kong fight it out until at least one city topples to the ground. Godzilla vs. Kong delivers just that. Great. With spectacular action, colourful Tron-like neon lights, and a pulsating electronic score. That's cool. Nice to see that they have an electronic score rather than that crap that they played in the trailers. These flourishes set it apart from its greyer counterparts in the franchise known as the MonsterVerse, beginning with 2014's Godzilla. Deliberately less serious, with at least one standout performance from a human character, Godzilla vs. Kong offers a crowd-pleasing entry that definitely brings home the spectacle. The best part is, it's under 2 hours. Is that the best part? I don't know. But that's positive. That's, again, really, really positive. Now it says Godzilla vs. Kong is out in the US on March 31st in cinemas and on HBO Max. In countries that don't have HBO Max, the film is supposed to open in theatres on a variety of different dates. March 25th in Australia, March 26th in the UK, and in some countries, including France and Japan, not until May. March 26th in the UK, theatres. Our theatres aren't open. God damn it. Whatever. Wisely shedding a few characters from 2019's Godzilla King of the Monsters, the latest Monster Bash up focuses on a seemingly straightforward mission: find Kong a new home, because there can't be two apex predators living on Earth's surface. The fabled hidden world is the answer, bringing scientists played by Skarsgård and Rebecca Hall together to escort Kong to the not-so-mythical realm's entrance. Tagging along is deaf orphan Jaya, played by a ridiculously adorable Kaylee Hottle, who can communicate with the giant gorilla. Yeah, I mean, bogging down events is Team Godzilla, apparently. Millie Bobby Brown bogs it down. I remember people just singing her praises non-stop, but she actually bogs it down. Who played daughter of scientist Madison Russell in the previous flick. Julian Dennison of Deadpool and Hunt for the Wilder People fame, and indisputable comedic standout Brian Tyree Henry as a podcast running whistleblower. His subject, evil tech company Apex Cybernetics, linked with stirring the of late peaceful Godzilla into a blue-eyed frenzy. Everything plays out exactly as already predicted in the trailers, YouTube comments. The plot merely connects rounds 1, 2, and 3 of Godzilla and Kong's head-to-head. And you might be pleased to note that director Adam Wingard gives you a definitive winner when you think about it. The victor isn't at all surprising. Ooh, I like that. That's good. Nice. So they do actually give a definitive winner then. So that's really, really good to know. Wingard's efforts expands Godzilla's usual stomping grounds from overcast, constant night cities overlooking oceans to the more mystical terrain of the hidden world. Yet the CGI galore, this journey is to the center of the Earth imagines a few distinguishable features to lift it from the vortex of generic fantasy. Nice. Positive. So this is a pretty positive review, even though it says like it's exhausting. I think that was this one, wasn't it? Yeah, it was, yeah. But then it goes, yeah, so the MonsterVerse's paper-thin human characters have always been superfluous, yet even with the sidelining of Kyle Chandler's worried dad and the dropping of Zhang Zi's possibly quite useful mythologist altogether, the additional characters barely do more than react to the quarrel taking place over their heads. But isn't that what people wanted? They wanted less humans, and now they're getting told off for it. It's like, I think like it's ultimately like I don't think they're ever going to win with the giant monster movie because there's so many people wanting so many different things. While the dialogues has much improved, including hit and miss one-liners, exposition is repetitive, and Apex Cybernetics founder Walter Simmons delivers his ideology like he's in Westworld. Thankfully, his biggest speech is swiftly interrupted by one of the monsters. Epic. Good. You feel a little sorry for Godzilla. This is very much Kong's film. Ooh. Ooh, don't know if I like that. Godzilla can't catch a break. He totaled something like 8 minutes of screen time. Oh! In the first of the franchises, and is almost immediately positioned as the bad guy here. A now adult Kong with a grizzly beard has developed a personality. He's kind to Orphan Gia and observes a morning routine involving yawning comically and unabashedly scratching his butt. Kong's perspective resonates given his closeness to the human species, but still, weirdly, Godzilla seems underserved. Shame. So we can't catch a break. He's not. Okay, so they're saying he can't. They're saying Godzilla can't catch a break because he's positioned as the evil person here. Also having had not much screen time in the first one. I don't. Yeah, we'll see. Thankfully, the battle pulverizes your senses so much you forget where you are. Wingard finds new perspectives to showcase the enormity of the two behemoths, spinning a short stretch roller coaster along with Kong to both thrilling and sickening effect. While the action here is occasionally disjointed and hard to follow, particularly in scenes involving water, it's mostly comprehensible and especially spectacular in the yellow, green and purple lights of a vibrant Hong Kong. Miraculously, no civilians appear to get hurt. Don't know whether I like that. I'm not like, they don't all need to die, of course, but still, shame. Now it says, you know, a different film would have seen Wingard allowed to bring the horror, dark wave soundtrack and black humour of his indie films like The Guest and You're Next, but a few of his signature touches help usher these iconic monsters into their promised shared universe. If you're craving a truly dazzling blockbuster and are able to catch it in the cinemas, Godzilla vs. Kong will satisfy. That's great! Should you wait through to the end credits? Short answer, no. Yeah, we already know that there's no after credits scene. And then this is the major negative one. So this is what I mean. Those other ones, they're not negative. So I don't really understand why they're framing it as such a negative thing. Now, I'm just trying to resize this because this is... Well, apparently I can't resize it. God damn. Garbage. Total film. Oh, no, Empire, sorry. You are trash. They give it a 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5. Not good at all. Now they say, and I'll just read like snippets because again, they're very specific here, and it's odd. So they say over 40 minutes of runtime pass until the two titans actually meet, and those minutes feel like a slog. Wow. Wow. As we're introduced to a new ensemble of exposition delivery units that could charitably be described as characters anytime the monsters are not on screen. In fact, it's draining. Every Monsterverse movie from Gareth Edwards' 2014 Godzilla reboot onwards has struggled to know what to do with the human characters on the ground, and in some ways this is the worst offender yet for it. Ooh, dear oh dear. We can only mourn for the classically trained actors forced to deliver aggressively stupid dialogue about gravity inversion and psionic uplinks. Pity. In particular, poor Brian Tyree Henry, who plays a conspiracy theorizing podcaster plucked straight from outdated stereotypes, given cringing comic relief lines like, "If this wasn't contributing to world destruction, it would make a great DJ booth." Oh my god. I mean, that is bad. And Rebecca Hall, who seemed to have the role previously held by Ken Watanabe of attempting to impart some gravitas on what is really a very silly endeavour. Kong bows to no one. Yeah, we heard that one already. Yeah, I don't know. Then they say it sounds cluttered, so... Yeah. So this one's very... very negative, basically. There are hints of a movie, of a more intriguing film. One literal deep dive into hard science fiction world building is a welcome shot of weirdness. if never fully explored, and an opening sequence of Kong having a shower in a waterfall to a 50s doo-wop track is nothing if not unexpected. Oh, okay, God. Ultimately, the real battle here is not between Godzilla or Kong, but between the two movies within the movie. A lovingly rendered, big-budget tribute to B-movies, and a crushingly mediocre, cliche-bloated sci-fi. Sadly, the wrong monster wins. Okay, wow. Godzilla vs. Kong mostly delivers on its promise of a big monster fighting another big monster. It just depends on whether you're willing to sit through the toe-curlingly bad setup that surrounds it. Oof, ladies and gents, that is an awful review. Super negative, but 1 out of 3 is not bad in terms of negativity. But I thought you'd enjoy this. I just thought this would be interesting. Now we've actually got some reviews. Now again, I don't do this all the time. I won't be doing any more for Godzilla vs. Kong. I will now just wait until I can watch the movie myself. But there you go. That is some thoughts from people who have seen it. What do you think? And are you one of the lucky ones that can go and watch it? I.e. in Australia, I guess you could say. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think. Let me know just general thoughts and opinions. If you want to support the channel further, we've got channel memberships open now. We've also got Patreon. That's linked down below in the description box. And merch underneath every video. Anyway, thanks so much, ladies and gents. Take care.